Hey guys, welcome back to DCU Worlds. Well, we have a lot of Superman news. We got a new spot with new scenes from the movie that we haven't seen yet. So let's take a look at this video and also comment on the other news about the Superman movie, because there are many things coming out on social media about this film. New posters every day, new behind-the-scenes videos, and I'm liking everything they're doing so far and hope it stays this way until the film's release. Additionally, James Gunn confirmed that the film is 100% finalized and that the final runtime will be 2 hours and 9 minutes. And he also confirmed that, yes, there is a post-credit scene. So, guys, without wasting more time, let's talk about all of this. But before we start, don't forget to hit the like button, comment below, and subscribe for more content like this. Also, follow our other social media, Instagram and Threads. There, I'll keep you updated on this universe we love so much. All right, let's start by talking about the new Superman spot. So basically, in this spot, we have two new scenes. I won't comment on each scene because some we've already seen, but are just a bit extended here. The first new scene we see is Lex Luthor in an operations center, and here it seems Lex is monitoring Superman. I think everything happening here will relate to Superman's battle against the kaiju, so maybe Lex is controlling this kaiju somehow through those monitors. I'm starting to think all these scenes will happen in the same place as we see in this one with Superman saving a woman from being stepped on by the kaiju, and also in another scene of him saving a little girl. So maybe Lex Luthor has something to do with Superman being hated or imprisoned by Metropolis citizens, because as we see, there are buildings collapsing. Maybe Superman saves people, but there are also many injured folks, and so perhaps that's what makes people revolt against him while Lex is to blame for it all. Wow, I'm starting to think we'll have some impactful scenes in this film, and Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor will surprise us. Then there's another scene of Superman holding up a building to prevent it from falling on a woman who's probably trapped in that car. Guys, I thought that scene was really cool. If there's one thing I want to see more in this film, it's Superman saving people, helping as many as he can, even in the worst circumstances ever. That's what being Superman is about. That's why I'm super excited to see this movie. I'm sure it will break records for how many people Superman saves. Look, just from the trailers alone, there are more scenes of Superman saving people than in Man of Steel and Superman Returns combined, and that's not a lie. What I really want to say is that we haven't seen much of this good side of Superman yet, maybe due to Snyder's version or something, but this time I'm sure we'll see things that define who Superman really is. And then we have those other scenes we've already seen, but as I said, they're slightly extended, like this scene of Superman fighting Ultraman, which I thought was pretty cool. It looks amazing. You can feel that the action scenes in this movie will be breathtaking. So this was basically Superman's spot, which is that thing, quite procedural they do. The spot will have one or two new scenes at most, and they will be dosing these new scenes over the days. And look, it's impressive, right? How there's a spot every day. The marketing is really booming. New stuff is coming out daily. They are posting different things, and I'm really enjoying what they are doing so far. This is something I complained about in one of the videos here on the channel. I said that Superman or DC's account wasn't promoting Superman's movie as they should, and now they are, so it's great to see this being done. It's like they are listening to us. Anyway, this spot ended up being better because it had more new things from the movie. Now, I wanted to comment on another scene from the spot that we let slip by. It's an extension of that scene where Superman flies towards the kaiju. It has a second more, and you can see that Superman, when he passes by the camera, is like an inch from the camera. And the camera follows Superman's logo. Man, I thought that was so cool. I found this scene very creative. In my mind, this scene is already iconic. You know how in Batman 89, Batman is with the Batwing and goes to the moon? There's that wonderful shot that forms the Batman symbol. Man, I found it creatively like that. It's like the camera doesn't stop being focused on Superman's S symbol. And from everything I've seen of Superman flying so far, it's cinema level. And this is something I am absolutely sure the film will do very well with. They aren't even showing much stuff. We see different things every day, but I feel like we haven't seen even 10% of the action scenes this film has, or at least let's say of the quality of action scenes this film has. We will be very surprised by James Gunn's directing quality in this movie. I'm absolutely sure of that. All right, moving on to the next topic, let's talk about this issue of the children's prequel book of Superman that has some important information about the characters in the movie that I think might even be spoilers. Well, in this children's book, there are descriptions of several characters along with their illustrations, and look at this. There's a description of baby Joey, whom we speculated could be Metamorpho's son, and the description confirmed he is Metamorpho's son. This reinforces that other theory that Metamorpho is helping Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor kidnapped his son. You know, it's that old blackmail from Lex Luthor over Metamorpho. So I think this will really be confirmed. The other spoiler in the book is about the origin of the Justice Gang name, because it reveals that this name isn't officially for this team, but was given by Guy Gardner. And this confirmed another theory people have been talking about online, because Justice Gang is really a very stupid name that only Guy Gardner would think of, so that theory is confirmed too. But I also think if their name were Lords of Justice, it would be funny too. The book also confirmed there's an abominable snowman near the Fortress of Solitude who is a monster Crypto likes to play around with at the Fortress of Solitude, and this monster already had a leaked toy, which makes me believe he might actually appear in the movie too, even if it's a small appearance and all that. But anyway, there will be an abominable snowman in Superman's movie. What a random thing. There's also another book confirming Superman has met villain Metallo. And so this is the only spoiler I think you can't take too seriously in the book, because it's not a character that's in the movie, you know? There wouldn't be much to invent. Now, this thing about Metallo is something that happens in the prequel, so it can be canon or not. I just hope that in the future, if there's a World's Finest movie or if there's Superman 2, they consider Metallo because he's a really cool villain. And there's all this issue of him using kryptonite against Superman. I think this character is really cool and very underrated. Very well. Moving to the last topic, let's talk about the information regarding the Superman film, confirmed by James Gunn that the movie will be 2 hours and 9 minutes long, including credits and post-credits. So 2 hours and 9 minutes, I think that's a reasonable time, right? For a blockbuster today, it's a fair duration, but I won't lie, I wish this film had more time, like 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. But if the story is concise in that time, I think it's reasonable, because it's not just about making long films without a good story. So that's it. The movie will be 2 hours and 9 minutes long with post-credit scenes, and I hope this post-credit scene is related to future projects in the DCU like Peacemaker, Lanterns, and even Supergirl. Since Millie Alcock is confirmed in the Superman film, it would be great to create a link to the Supergirl movie. But if it's something related to Batman, I'd also find that very cool. James Gunn also confirmed that the Superman film is 100% finished with this cast photo from behind the scenes. And look at that. There are only 5 weeks left until the film premieres, and no one is shooting extra scenes or redoing the ending. The CGI is ready. Look how good it is to have planning, how good it is to stay on schedule, how good it is to finish the script before making a movie. Just look at how much smoother everything goes afterward. And look, we can complain about the Clayface movie or Sergeant Rock, but we can't say that DC Studios isn't organized. The philosophy of James Gunn and Peter Safran is very clear and true, because making the script before starting filming makes a huge difference. It helps the whole process of making a Hollywood movie. This thing that Marvel normalized is very wrong. Films drop in quality for real when you're under pressure writing scripts and stories. There's a good chance it won't work out, but that doesn't mean it can't work. Sometimes it can and sometimes it can't, but often it goes very wrong. And if DC Studios continues like this with James Gunn's idea, you can be sure we'll have a well-built universe with concise stories, rich and wonderful, just like in comics. At least that's what I hope the DCU will be. But that's it, folks. Those were the updates on Superman. Comment below what you think about all this, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.